Divorce can affect the closeness of a parent-child relationship, and it can take an emotional toll on a child. Did you know that 24% of children from divorced families are seeing only one parent once a year, if at all? 20% of children from divorced families have no contact with their father 2 to 3 years after divorce. In the US, 43% of children do not have their fathers living at home. Today, I am going to tell you about some of the effects that this can have on children and ways that we can help them. Father abandonment is when a father abandons his children with no financial support or information regarding his return. To a child, abandonment can mean that they are not important or that they are not of value. This topic is close to my heart because I am a single mother of 2 boys who were abandoned by their father 5 years ago. My boys fall into the 20%. When a father is estranged from his children, this can take an emotional toll on a child. A child can feel rejected and damaged. As psychological studies have shown, children that grow up without their fathers show more aggression. They're quick to anger. These children are more likely to suffer from depression and have low self-esteem. Because single mothers often have to work at least one job, if not more, to maintain the household, there is less time to spend with their children than if a child lived in a 2-parent household. Having little time with their children means these mothers aren't around to help with homework or to be involved in school activities. This leads to children doing poorly in school. 71% of high school dropouts come from fatherless homes. This lack of supervision by the mothers are leaving these kids with more freedom and more responsibility. With this freedom, teenagers often, or they could turn to drugs and or drinking. In fact, 75% of adolescents in substance abuse programs come from a home without their fathers. These kids could become sexually active, which could lead to teenage pregnancy. 71% of pregnant teenagers also do not have their fathers living at home. Even when factors such as race, income, and parent involvement were held constant, children that grow up without their fathers, especially boys, are twice as likely to end up in prison. In fact, 85% of youths in prison come from a home without their fathers. Along with these statistics, 90% of runaways and homeless children come from a fatherless home. With more responsibility, children could be forced to take care of siblings, to cook, clean, and help out around the house, more than a child would be if they came from a 2-parent household. All of this responsibility could cause them to miss out on their childhood, leading them to resent their mothers. Suicide is also of concern for these children. Of all youth suicide, 65% happen to children from fatherless homes. I find this to be an alarming statistic. While the effects of father abandonment are many, there are things that single mothers can do to help their child deal with the emotional stress. For one, single mothers are friendlier to their children than married parents. This is because they aren't dealing with the conflict in their marriage. Therefore, there is less anger and hostility in a single mother home than in a home where there is fighting all of the time. These mothers also know that they are the sole provider for their children, and they want to do everything they can to provide for them and support them, and to create a stable environment. We also need to make sure that these children have a network of friends and relatives who love and care about them. While these people can't replace their father, they can help to fill part of the void. These relationships will give them value and show them that people do love them. In what other ways can we help our children? We can love, nurture, and support them. This goes a long way in helping a child overcome the emotional and behavioral issues that could ensue. We should also listen to our children and pay attention to their actions. If we notice unusual behavior, we can seek the help that our children need. We can take our children to same-sex therapists. These therapists can help our children cope with the abandonment of their fathers and help them get through the pain, and listening to them will give them value. As I close today, let's take a look back at the effects of father abandonment. Children that are abandoned by their fathers have the odds stacked against them. They are more prone to be aggressive, get depressed, and have low self-esteem. They are more likely to do poorly in school, turn to drugs, alcohol, and sexual behavior. They are more likely to become incarcerated or commit suicide. Studies have shown that growing up without a father could permanently alter a child's brain. Luckily, with loving mothers, they can overcome these odds to become happy, healthy, successful adults. What I have told you today isn't meant for you to put blame on others in your life. It was meant to help you understand how a fatherless home affects children. I hope you will also take away ways in which we can help our children succeed. Thank you.